What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into the Growing Green Landscapes podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode here on the podcast. We have really enjoyed getting up to this point. We've put out 6-7 episodes so far. We started getting on some guests here and there on some episodes. We have some more of those lined up, more coming down the pipe. But today we're just going to roll solo. We're just going to talk a little bit about a few things that's happening this year in our business. Just kind of some things that we're dealing with as the year has gone on. And I don't know really where this is going to go, but hopefully it's going to be good. I'm going to try to keep it good and quality content and just kind of keep it entertaining, but also talk about things that are happening every day that we are having to deal with. So without further ado, let's just hop right on into it. This point in the year it's crazy so far in what we've had to deal with down here in Alabama. Weather-wise. So let's talk about the weather first. This time of the year, so we're in July. Let's date this. We're in July. It is the 13th of 2021. It is crazy how much rain we've been dealing with right now. Normally by July in Alabama, where we are, it is normally brown and crispy and so dusty you can barely stand it. If you don't have a mask, a little gaiter or something to cover your nose and stuff, you are dying. So you're drinking gallons of water a day, and it's crazy. It's crazy how dusty and stuff it gets down here. Well, this year, for the last, I swear probably a month or two, we have not gone in my area more than 2 or 3 days in a row without having rain. So we've had so much consistent rain that at least every 2 or 3 days we're having rain, and the past week it's been every day. Some point in our route we've had rain, and I'm recording this late evening, not too late at night, but we got rained out this afternoon. I got soaked on the mower. It was just absolutely pouring, but we were in our last yard and we had to get it done, so we stuck it out and finished it. And dealing with the weather is really one of those things that you have to be smart about and how you handle it in your business. So what we have learned and what we've decided to do this year is we are not going to start cutting when it's raining. If it's raining outside, we're not going to go start cutting a property. But if we're on a property and we're a good ways through it, then we're going to continue and we're going to finish that property. So if we wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and the ground's soaked and it's been raining all night and there's more in the forecast, we're not going to go out that morning and start cutting because I'm not going to call in my 3 guys to come in to work and leave at 7:15 and then drive 15 minutes to our first yard and then get there, cut for 10 minutes, and then the bottom fall out, because that costs me close to probably $100 by the time I do that, because by the time they get to the house, we get in the truck, everything's loaded up, we head to the property, we get out, we cut for 10, 15 minutes, and then the bottom falls out, and then what are we going to do? We're going to, 1, either finish and be soaked, or 2, sit in the truck and wait out the rain. So we have implemented this year, when it's wet, if it's raining in the morning, we are not going to go out and start mowing. But if we're going in the day and it starts raining, then we're going to finish the yard. That's like I said a few minutes ago. We're going to finish the yard that we're on, and if we can, and then call it a day or go to another spot in our route. But the reason I say you have to be careful with how you handle this is you have to think about the customer's perspective of things. The customer's always right in this business. That's what they always say, right? In customer service, customer's always right. You keep them happy, you have a good business, so on and so forth. So I actually dealt with this yesterday. This is why this is kind of the topic we're going to hit on today, because we were on one part of our route in the morning about 10 o'clock. We did a couple yards, and we got to one, and the bottom fell out. And so I saw it coming. We hopped back in the truck, and we didn't get wet because I saw it coming. So we went and got some breakfast and waited it out about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and it was still raining. So we said, all right, well, we're going to head on home, because I knew where our route was the rest of the day, and the rain that we got was coming from that area, from that direction. And so I was like, well, there's no way we're going to be doing this, because it was still raining. When we decided to head home, like I said, 45 minutes to an hour later, it was still raining. And it wasn't just a little shower. It was cats and dogs raining. It was pouring. So the ground was soaked. It was going to be a mess if we tried to mow out there after that. And so we decided to go on home and just call it a day at about 10:30, 11 o'clock that morning. Well, with that being said, because the radar said, yeah, it's going to be rain until 3 o'clock. Well, I think I'm to the point where I'm never trusting the radar again. It's just not reliable, I feel like, at least on the apps or anything. But so we headed home, and then sure enough, kind of about 12 o'clock, here comes the sun. And the sun comes out, and it's out for about an hour and a half, and then it starts raining again. And then just stops and so on and so forth. But all that being said, it's kind of a little ramble. It's a rabbit trail. But one of our biggest clients was on the schedule to be done yesterday, and she was in that direction of where I saw the rain coming from. So I was like, I know it rained there. It said on radar it rained there. I knew exactly. I mean, I could see the direction of her house. I saw where the clouds were coming from. I said, it rained there. Well, we headed home. I told her we would come out this morning because she was having a party today, and this is Tuesday. And I said we would come out this morning before the party and get everything cleaned up. Well, she was not happy about that. She was mad that I didn't get there and get it done yesterday. And I knew it had rained. I knew it had rained at her house. And she texted me, and she said, no, it wasn't raining, and we need to get out there. And she said, the sun is shining. That was what she was telling me. And that's okay. She just wanted her yard cut for the party. I don't have any hard feelings against her. But I had to think to myself, what does she think in her mind? Because what came to be is it was not raining at her house. The rain had missed her house by like half a mile. Like, it was raining half a mile down the road from her house. Maybe not even half a mile, maybe a quarter of a mile. So her yard actually ended up being dry. But her yard was 15 minutes down the road from where we were. And it was out of the way from my house. So I wasn't going to drive 15 minutes down there to see that it was raining to drive 30 minutes back to my house, because that's just an hour of drive time that I'm having to pay the guys. That is not productive. It's time that I could be doing stuff in the office. And so I said, we'll just go get it tomorrow. Came to find out it did not rain at her house. So what she was thinking was she just thought that we weren't working, and we were just putting her off because we didn't want to be out there. And it was sunny at her house, so she was like, why are you not out here? So what I'm trying to say here is you got to think about what the customer sees and your side of things. She needs to see where I'm at as a business owner, where I can't just come drive around to every single yard that we have. And she needs to realize that she isn't the only yard that we have many more other clients to take care of. And we just weren't at her yard when it happened. So I just tried to base the day off of the weather that we had. I saw what more was coming, and it was in her area. And I said, well, surely it rained. Well, it kind of found out it hadn't. And she was just not happy about it. So that kind of turned into something. I ended up going back out at 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon and mowed her yard by myself. And then I went on to do another one down the street from her, and oh man, I'm getting tired. I don't know what it is about this. I'm not even tired. It's kind of like Caleb Ballman in his Kid Contractor podcast. He always starts coughing. I don't know. It's my trade. I'm just gonna start yawning. I don't know, but I'm not tired, so don't fall asleep. But anyway, what I was saying was, I ended up going back out and doing it by myself because the guys had already let them off. I wasn't gonna call them back in, and then have a chance, because there was still a chance of showers yesterday afternoon. I wasn't going to call them in on a chance of it raining or not raining. So I went and did that. And that's something that you just have to learn to do as a business owner, I guess. You just have to take it and say, I'm sorry we didn't get out, but we got out there and got it cleaned up. And so we got it done for a party and all that. But constant communication is key with your customers. That's one thing that I've learned over the past couple years. Is just communicate with them, and they'll generally be pretty happy and understanding. Now, you'll have a few that'll give you a hard time about everything and never stay off your back. But if you just communicate, if I would have communicated with her earlier that morning and asked her if it had been raining instead of assuming, and she would have told me no, then we could have driven down there and done that with the crew, and it wouldn't have taken me near as long. She wouldn't have been unhappy, and we would have just kept all that from happening. So constant communication is key in business, in the service business, and really any business. If you just got to learn to communicate with your customers, with your clients, and keep them happy. If you're not going to be out because of the rain and the weather, you have to let them know. And I did a YouTube video on this last year talking about a customer that we lost because of that. We were getting delayed every week. Every time their yard was on the schedule, we would get delayed 2 days, 3 days because of the rain. It's just the way it happened. And they ended up, it was growing so tall because of the rain, and it was clumping, and we would spend 2.5 hours out there. We would lose money on the yard, but there would always be some clumps left over that we couldn't get them out, and they were unhappy about it. So they ended up firing us, and we're still have a good relationship, but they decided to go with somebody else. But constant communication is key, and that's what I was saying about that, because if I would have told them every day leading into the firing and going through all the clumps and all that, I never explained to them that the rain was stopping us every day, because they have jobs, so they don't know that it's raining at their house in that area. If I would have just told them that it was raining, we got delayed, our other yards that we had scheduled earlier in the week got delayed, and they're the kind of people that would have understood, and it would have been okay. We could have worked it out. But I just learned from that experience that you have to communicate with your customers, and I know everybody's dealing with this on the east side of the country right now. Wherever you're listening from, I know the west side is having a bad drought, but everybody that I see on Instagram on the east side is having terrible rain showers and stuff. The weather's just brutal, and everybody's running from the rain and fighting the rain. So one thing that I've just taken away from it is you just got to keep your head up, and you got to keep going. You can't get discouraged by it. And I saw a guy in Florida this morning talking about he just had a kid, and he's having crazy rain down there, and he's getting backed up, and he's trying to spend time with his new son, but the customers are unhappy. And I just know that's stressing him out. I know that's stressing him out just by watching his Instagram stories. And but that's something that I've learned. You can't stress about it. As long as you're in constant communication and you're clear with your customers that why you're a day late or 2 days late, however many days, as long as you're clear with them and telling them what the problem is, and you're going to get to them as soon as you can. But they aren't the only customers. You have other customers you have to take care of that were on the route the day before them, and they'll generally understand and work with you, and that relationship can be kept happy. But that was kind of where I wanted to go with the whole weather thing. Like I said, I don't know where this episode is going to go. It's just going to be a lot of rambling. But as I sit here and just think about the things that are happening in our business this time of the year, the rain was one of the biggest things that we're dealing with, and it's a big thing because, like I said, it's normally dry right now. We're in a drought, so I'm thankful for it because we're able to keep working and keep going strong. But it is definitely putting us behind a few days every week, just about, and it's making everything grow like springtime. So we're not actually able to take on a lot of side jobs right now because our mowing is taking all week. We only have 4 days booked for mowing, but we're having so much rain that we're ended up going into Friday and Saturday sometimes. So we're losing money, not being able to take on the side jobs. And I'm still recovering from my hand injury. Therapy is over finally. It's healing well, but I still can't lift over 25 pounds, so it's hard to get out there and dig with a shovel and pick up plants and put them in the ground and do all that stuff. So we're missing out on a lot of revenue on the side jobs because earlier in the year, we were doing pretty well with that in the spring, into the summer, early summer. We had jobs booked out 4 and 5 weeks, and we made a lot of extra revenue that way. So I'm really ready to get this hand healed up going into the fall and get those back in the schedule. Hopefully the rain will hold off a little bit and let us do some side jobs here and there. So if you're not doing side jobs, you need to look into those. And I talked about this on another episode. I think it was with Andrew, but with Southern Sons. But if you're not doing any side jobs and you have the availability, take them on. Take on the small ones if you can. And I know it's scary starting out. It was scary for me. Going into this year was really the first year that I started designing my own beds and stuff and picking out the plants and installing and doing the whole job from start to finish. And it was a little bit scary at first. We started in March on our first one, and then it just kind of took off after that. And that's another point I kind of want to hit on is if you have something that you want to do, most people that are listening to this, I feel like are entrepreneurs probably in the landscaping industry. And if you're wanting to start something new, just do it. Just dive into it and do it. That's my advice to you with this whole podcast. That's what I've done. I mean, I wanted to do it for a while now, and I just said, "Hey, let's do it." I mean, I ordered the stuff, and we just started with nothing. And the first 3 episodes were terrible. I hope they're getting a little bit better now. This one isn't going to be that good, but hopefully you can take some content from it. But just if you're really wanting to do something and it's on your heart and you feel like you can do it, you believe in it, you believe in yourself, then just jump in, dive in, and do it head first, okay? I've talked with multiple guys about the podcast just since I've started doing it. They've said, man, what made you start? And I've been thinking about it for a while now. I just haven't done it. I want to do it. I think it would be fun. And I've told every one of them, hey, do it. Do it. There's plenty of stuff to go around. There's plenty of content to be talked about. And I know even all the big guys would say the same thing to me and to anybody else out there. If you want to start a YouTube channel or a podcast or grow your Instagram following, just do it. Or if you want to start taking on side jobs, or if you want to start installing plants or sod or whatever it may be, start doing turf and weed control, just do it. Just do the research. Start with small stuff and jump into it. That's the way with hardscapes that I'm trying to get into is I would like to start doing some small hardscape projects, just some small paver patio projects, some trash can pads. I mean, just little stuff like that. That's how you start out. And it's just going to take me doing that. I know that it's going to take me going to the Hardscape Academy and buying their How to Lay Pavers program and learning from Caleb how to do that. And it's something that I really want to do, and I'm probably going to do it. I'm probably going to pull the trigger on it just to build that knowledge and that have the knowledge and the idea of how to do it and how to take it into my business and implement it and add another source of revenue, because that's another thing that I'm doing is trying to build multiple sources of revenue. Every millionaire that I know, that I know of, and I know a few millionaires, but everyone that I know and I've heard of, they always have multiple sources of income, and they don't just do one thing. They always have passive income coming from the side, and that's, I know personally people that are doing that right now. They're building their businesses and they're building their side hustles, and they're generating multiple sources of income, and they're making a good living for their family. They're saving up for their retirement. And that's the way that you could be with your side hustle. If you're something that you're thinking about doing, just do it. Just jump into it and do it, and you could be the one that's a millionaire one day just because you decided to go ahead and do it. And it may be scary, but you just got to do it head first and say, I'm going to trust the Lord. He's going to help me. You stay faithful to Him. You tithe faithfully. You go to church. You be a witness to Him out in the community. And to your employees and your customers, and He's going to give back to you, and He's going to help you in whatever endeavor you're jumping into, and it's going to be a fun ride for you. It's going to be challenging for sure. This is my third year in business, and it's been challenging at times. There's been times through the winter where I'm like, wow, money's getting tight because I haven't been able to keep full accounts of the winter always, and we're building more of that. But I've just trusted the Lord, and He's taken care of me up to this point. And it's a journey, and I love it. It's so fun. We are getting our numbers straightened out. Like, this is stuff we're doing right now, and that's why I want this podcast to grow and to touch some people in our community. And I'm getting fired up about it a little bit because I'm doing it right now. Like, I'm not a 30, 40-year-old looking back and saying, this is what I did. This is how I did it. Guys, I'm doing it with you. If there's anybody out there that's listening to this show, DM me on Instagram, Growing Green Landscapes. Let me know that you're listening and this is helping you, because I'm doing it with you. If you have any questions, how am I doing it? Reach out. We'll talk about it. You can teach me and I can teach you. We are learning from each other. I'm learning from the older guys every day, but I want to teach the guys that are younger than me and that are my age. And even if there are any ones that are older than me, if there's anything that I know that can help you, reach out and we'll talk about it. And I am so looking forward to just watching this thing grow, and it fires me up that I'm doing it, and it makes me so happy, and I'm so overjoyed about getting guests on here and people that want to be on here and share their stories and bring value to you in all of the different areas. I hope to bring on people outside of the landscaping industry pretty soon that will bring value in business principles and sales principles, networking principles, all that stuff that you can implement in your business. And it really excites me to be able to do this thing, guys. And that's what this episode is about. It's just kind of a rambling episode. It's stuff that's all in my heart and stuff that we're dealing with. And just a little short 20, 25-minute episode to get you through a small garden or something like that, whatever you're doing on the mower or trimming or whatever, dealing with the rains and in the truck. But just keep your head up if you're dealing with the weather right now. Keep on grinding. It'll stop eventually. You're going to get everything done. Stay in constant communication with your clients, your customers, and I'm sure they will understand as long as you keep doing professional quality work and making sure that they know what's going on and why you're late and all that. Like I said, if you're starting a side hustle, trying to think about adding stuff into your business, just do it. Dive right in. This podcast has been such a joy to be doing ever since I started it just about a month ago, and I know that you'll enjoy whatever you're looking at doing also. It is a challenge. This is definitely a time commitment to do these podcasts. It is a financial investment as well. It's not free to make these podcasts, to record them. And I respect every guest that I've on here. I respect their time because they could be out making, generating revenue and stuff, but they're going to come on here and spend 45 minutes to an hour with me talking and trying to bring value to y'all's lives and y'all's businesses. So that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Like I said, just a short and sweet one. We're dealing with a lot of rain down here. I know half the country is, but keep your head up. We're going to keep on grinding. And follow along with us on Instagram. I'm going to try to keep being more, what's the word? I can't even think of the word right now. Consistent on there. I'm going to try to be more consistent on posting on Instagram and stories and taking you along with us through the day. So if that's stuff you'd be interested in, go give us a follow on Instagram at Growing Green Landscapes. And follow the podcast as well. Leave those ratings and reviews. It really helps the algorithm, and it helps social proof the podcast. I think I have one review or something like that, but I would love to get a few more ratings and reviews on here just to help iTunes push this thing and get it out there to the greater community and even people outside the landscaping industry. Just young entrepreneurs wanting to start and grow their businesses, whether it be real estate or dumpster business or I don't know, refurbishing golf balls and selling golf balls. I mean, that's a real business. There's a lot of people on TikTok that do that. But hey, that's an entrepreneur going out and starting a business and making money, and they make some serious money doing that. So anyway, like I was saying, check us out on all the socials, on Facebook at Growing Green Landscapes, also on Instagram. Follow the podcast. That's the new word for subscribe. They changed that on all the platforms now. So follow the podcast, turn on the notifications so you get the notification when we post new episodes. And I do want to preface that hopefully in the next week or two, we're going to be having quite a few episodes come out from a little meetup that there's a group of landscapers we're doing here in Alabama. We're going to get together and do a little podcasting event. So hopefully I can get a few episodes out of that and bring y'all some content from really successful businesses that I've become friends with over the past year, 12, 18 months, and they're really cool people. They have really big businesses. Some of them do. They have multiple crews, and they do hundreds of yards a day. And so there's a lot of stuff that I can learn from them. Hopefully you can too. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be putting that out hopefully next week sometime. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning into the episode today. It was a short and sweet one. But we'll be back with y'all on Friday. We're going to hopefully get a guest on here for that one. And who knows what we'll be talking about. This podcast has been crazy so far. If you're enjoying it, leave the follow, leave the ratings and reviews. If not, we'll just keep it to yourself. You don't have to listen. But I'm enjoying it. I hope y'all are enjoying listening. And we'll catch y'all here on the next one.